Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Commodity TV in another edition of our online TV series. We want to talk today with Professor Dr. Torsten Dennin, the CIO of Asset Management Switzerland. Good morning, Torsten, to Zurich. How are you?
Good morning, Jochen. I feel fantastic. I've been the weekend to Italy, to Piedmont, and I came back with 5 boxes of wine. This helps against bad mood in September to have a good bottle of wine. Huh?
Absolutely. And we need this with those markets. Good that you also invest in those real assets and sustainable assets. That is fantastic. Yeah, you prepared a little presentation for our viewers. We want to talk about gold, silver, and the big picture of what's going on in the markets after that heavy fall. And I will start up the presentation now. So please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Jochen. Much appreciated. Corona capital markets, gold and silver. I think it's a good time for an update for the last quarter of this year to wrap up what we've seen and also to get like the current situation in the long-term picture. So September, I said last days in September have been pretty hot on the equities, pretty hot for tech investors, but also pretty hot on the precious metal side. So therefore, we don't have a big diversification here in the short term. So the S&P, first of all, equity markets pushing higher and higher. September 2nd, we've seen almost 3,600 in the S&P 500, so record high. And now we come back 10%. So 10%, yeah, is not much. For me, it is like a beginning of a not so nice development on the equity side for the coming months, because the problems we see here are definitely not solved. But some investors got spooked about the development we've seen on the precious metal side, and this I prepared on the next 2 slides. Yeah. So first of all, the gold market almost falling the same rate, 8% from top. We've seen here the $2,000 in gold, $2,050 in gold, coming back 8%. Silver even more. When you look at the short-term development on the silver side, silver was trading at $15 a couple of months ago, 15, to recap it like that, shot up to $30, and now from the top coming back 25%. And especially like our new investors are a little bit goofed and spooked by this development and say, look, what is going on here? I thought we were talking about a secular trend, about the long-term trend and a positive environment for precious metals. Yeah, and therefore I think it's good to see the September events in the light of a longer term, about the 3 to 4 year horizon we're talking about, and this to see in the longer term picture from the 70s. So I brought you both of the longer term charts on the gold and on the silver side here. Yeah, and you remember probably as well the 80s and 90s on that side, because we are both invested in the sector during these years. Yeah, as being the long-term bulls and the long-term investors. You see, we are in for the gold price moving up like 800%, like in the 70s since the 2000s. And when we see this development here, like an 8% dip now in September, after we're having a run up from more than $200, $250, even from the beginning of this year alone, and even like long-term perma bears on the gold market, like Warren Buffett converted into, we can buy some gold stocks because we are making decent money. So more and more people seeing good developments on the gold market. So therefore, it's like a short-term diversion from the long-term, very attractive picture.
Yeah, and I think also, especially the gold producers, they are now having fantastic margins, also at $1,800 or $1,900 gold, right?
Even at $1,800, $1,900 gold, or like a $20, $22 of silver, every company we're talking with making a decent amount of money. Of course, like the fantasy is much higher when we're talking $30 silver or like $2,000 gold on that side. Doesn't mean that we're our medium-term target. I see the silver price definitely evolving towards the $50 mark in the coming months, and gold probably the 2,200, 2,400. This would be lovely for the companies. When you see from the company side, the long-term repeating of a 70-year bull market in the 2020s. This is the reason why we still are so bullish for the gold miners, the silver miners, next to the precious metals exposure. That's what you see here on that slide.
So time to invest in the dip?
This is definitely a buying in the dip scenario, September. Who's believing in the broad equity market can do and try the same. If you want to have like a solid investment during this time, more on the real asset approach. Lots of these companies making a decent margin already, talking about 80 to 90% cash margins on the gold producer. I don't see this anywhere else in the industry in the moment. And when you believe Bank of America talking about $3,000 gold, some other smaller analysts who are talking about even higher gold prices, this is the catch-up trade. How you can basically 8 to 10-fold your investment during the coming months. So the message basically is don't get scared, don't be like afraid about short-term price corrections. We are in for the long-term picture, and maybe the lesson learned should be don't leverage your investments too much in terms when you can't hold and stand like some small price corrections in the market.
Fantastic. Where do you think can gold and silver go down in the worst case scenario?
Worst case, we go to zero, Jochen, right?
Never ever forget it.
But realistically, I mean, this is like the worst case. But realistically, currently we have like a nice correction. What we can see on the gold side, probably the 18 to 1900 level on this side. I see it's crucial in the moment to see to compare the 1900 as a new. It was like a long-term resistance level on the technical side. Now it is a support level on the way up. So therefore, we're watching this closely that we can regain that. On the silver side, because it's more volatile, I can think that we are getting into a territory like the 20, maybe sub 20, 18 to 20 range. But I wouldn't bet on it. Both gold and silver at these levels are for me price levels we are actively restocking. And especially when you look at the gold and silver miners, some of the guys are getting crunched about 15 to 20% during the last couple of days. And this is like a very good, attractive chance to get exposure to the sector who's earning decent money compared to lots of the industry in the moment who are still suffering from a corona effect.
Okay, super. Torsten, thank you very much. So time to look at the markets, time to get the wallets prepared to buy some physical gold and silver, and maybe to have a look also at least at the producers and maybe some interesting development companies. And yeah, Torsten, all the best for you. Thanks for the interview and the short update, and hope to see you soon. And the most important thing, stay healthy and enjoy your wine from the Piedmont.
Thank you, Jochen. I will also say, if you need to wait longer, at least we have a decent bottle of wine.
Exactly, that's how we do it. Super, thank you very much. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Professor Dr. Torsten Dennin, the CIO of Asset Management Switzerland, and you heard it. Nothing to worry about this heavy correction this week. Even better, we are getting some nice buying opportunities here. Maybe it can go another whatever $50 down in the gold and maybe another $1 or $2 down in the silver. This is possible, of course, but this is the chance for a lot of investors who missed the boat already to restock again and to do something. Even I bought this week physical gold, so we like it a lot. Yeah, all the best to you. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Switzerland and bye-bye to Zurich. Thank you.
Bye.